creating awareness. साथ लड़ेंगे means doctors, community और आम पब्लिक और गवर्नमेंट तीनों मिलकर हमें अवेयरनेस क्रिएट करनी है.
So if you're a business owner, then Porter is your one-stop solution for goods delivery. अगर छोटा सामान है तो two-wheeler option है इनके पास, और अगर बड़ा सामान है तो इनके पास ट्रक्स भी है.
My mum's family still lives in the States, so it's been really great catching up with them while I'm here. But I was essentially raised in Australia with a British dad, so I'd say American and Australian with a passport that allows me to be British. The nickname's Dutchie because of my last name being Holland, and most people can work that one out. I had a very unique experience and unusual entry into cricket. Back in 2012, I competed on a cricket reality show, which essentially fast-tracked my sort of entry into the professional game. So it was called Cricket Superstar, the name of the show. Alan Border was the chief judge. I actually met Ricky Ponting on the show. He came in and did like a masterclass for the players, and Matthew Hayden did a segment. He actually taught us how to cook spaghetti bolognese. I ran into him the other night at the game, and we had a laugh about that. I want to continue to play in the major leagues and enjoy the challenges that come with this. One of the great things about cricket is it can take you anywhere very quickly. So I'm optimistic that off the back of hopefully some momentum in the major leagues, I can look for more opportunities to challenge myself with T20 cricket and just see where the landscape goes.
Years ago, may not have thought he would have had an opportunity in this tournament. Now, we call him a utility player. Why? Because he can perform one role or action in different positions. The Texas Super Kings have got one of themselves. Donovan Ferreira caught up with Andrew Lander earlier.
Donovan, thanks so much for joining us. Playoff time, talk to us about tonight's match, first v second.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a big match, playoff qualifier, so if we win, straight into the final. So that comes with its own pressure, but I think it's important for us just to stick to what we've been doing. We've been having a good run. There's a couple of players in form, which is good for us. So let's see, but tonight's a big game for us, and we'll see what happens tonight.
Can you tell me about your form personally? It looks to us like you're having a great season. What are you enjoying the most?
Yeah, I mean, obviously getting decent scores for the team is obviously a good thing, and batting at a high strike rate is always nice. But like I said earlier, I think for me it's like it doesn't really matter what I've done before this. There's 2 games to go, hopefully for us, 2 or 3 games. So tonight, and you just focus on this game tonight, and then from there, you don't know what's going to happen. So assess conditions, new wicket, new venue again, or old venue, but back over here from Florida. So it's important for us just to focus on the conditions and sum it up quickly.
Can I ask you about your fielding? You've taken some spectacular catches this season. How have you done that?
I don't know, it just worked out. The ball's followed me. It's given me the opportunity to take good catches. So, yeah, I think it's just having a good attitude and wanting to do it for the bowler as well and for the team. So, got to be in the game, and you never know what's going to come. So, just be ready.
We're really enjoying watching you. I want to wish you the very best of luck tonight.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Yeah, Donovan Ferreira there, who's had a very important role to play, guys. And he does speak about his 6-hitting prowess, what we've seen him raise in this season.
Orthodox, extremely powerful. It's interesting with these impact players because you actually want them, if the team's doing well, to face less balls. But when they do face less balls, and he's faced a lot less ball than some of the other bigger 6-hitters like Pollard, for example. He's struck 13 sixes in these slog overs. 13 sixes is a dangerous proposition for any side. So making impact on a good wicket, that's his role.
Right, they've got one powerful player in the Super Kings, one of many really. The Washington Freedom, we began talking about one earlier, Lisa Saleka, Mitch Owen. Looking at the Super Kings bowling, that will be a prized wicket. What's the best option to it? We've seen Akil Hossain dismiss him. What do you think?
Yeah, well, firstly, he's coming back to a ground where he won 4 Player of the Match awards in a row. Literally, that first delivery was the arm ball, and then Akil Hossain thought, right, I've got to actually turn the ball. He got some grip and purchase out of it, and Mitch Owen kept going leg side. Now, I wonder if Mitch Owen has learnt from that to go with the spin instead of against it. But I guarantee that Akil Hossain will bowl. And maybe the arm ball might swing a little bit more than what we saw initially. So if he can get his line right, I think he's going to still be a danger for Mitch Owen.
What about the pace of Adam Milne, Haydos? Would you maybe recommend him early with that new ball?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's key.
And what length do you think?
Once you get velocity, it sets batters up in a different mindset. So automatically they're thinking, well, how do I use the pace? The trouble is when you're in that particular mindset, what happens is that you're slightly delayed on your reaction time as well. So he's a real key, a threat with fast bowling. I don't care what format of the game, if he can swing the ball at decent pace and nip it around. And this wicket's got quite a lot of live grass on it as well. So don't be surprised if he makes impact.
This is the best power play bowling team in the Super Kings against the most powerful power play batting team. Do you see the game being determined in the first 6?
Yeah, potentially. I think having Adam Milne in as well, and with Akil Hussain and Noor Ahmed, I think they've got a little bit more utility in the middle phase as well, the Texas Super Kings. And certainly that will be the matchup that everyone wants to see. Can Washington Freedom get out of the blocks quickly? That has been the formula for their success through this Cognizant MLC. We know that Texas Super Kings, if they can strike early, just dents their confidence. But then there's that Glenn Maxwell just, waiting in that number 4, 5, 6 position that can still have a huge impact.
Just staying with the Super Kings, Haydos, there's Faf du Plessis in that batting order who has scored 400 plus runs this season. But looking at the others, if Faf is not to get runs today, do you see enough for them to get set a respectable total, competitive?
Yeah, I think if it was the wicket that we've just come from, I'd be worried. But I feel like this is a much better surface here. So, it is always relying on your key player, and that's why they get paid the money they do as a marquee player. I'm not overly worried about it, actually. I just feel like they have got enough through the middle.
What about setting the game up, maybe for the Ferreiras and those to come? How do you structure the innings?
Yeah, I think that this is where you need to now rely on your American domestic players to actually chip in.
Right.
And if they can do that with the overseas, then all of a sudden, you're right, you're setting up a platform for Ferreira to fire. But you look at the Texas Super Kings, and Haydos spoke about it, they're very consistent with their selection. They know what they need to do. They're very clear in their roles, and that's what Fleming does. He's very great with his communication, and they will be a very relaxed camp. It's actually 2 great coaching sides going up against each other as well.
Right, let's just give you an update about overhead conditions. It's dark, but no rain. And luckily, we think our specialists upstairs tell us that the storm has passed us, we hope. I mean, I could say this now, it could pour for the next 2 hours, but apparently the storm has passed us, and that's very good news because players are still out there in the dugouts, they're standing around waiting. The covers are on though, but not to fear. And as you see, Justin Gill, tournament director there, speaking to the umpires with Dave Agnew, head curator. Not to fear though, we will keep your company, and we've got some more time and flexibility before we, of course, lose overs. So it's a playoff game, it's a big game, we want to get the full 40 in. We're going to talk the Washington Freedom bowling lineup, but to set the context of the tournament, let's hear from Saurabh Netravalkar.
Saurabh, thanks a million for joining me. Playoff time, first v second. What are the plans tonight?
I think just execute the things that we did well. We're forming a good bowling unit. So work as a team and help each other get through this game somehow.
Champions last year, has that been much of the discussion, or is this a fresh year? How are you approaching it?
I think fresh year, always you always start from 0, start from ball 1. So 1 match at a time. The league phase is now done, so this is a new phase of the game with higher stakes. So we just want to take it a ball at a time and try to make an impact as much as we can.
It's been a really difficult year for the bowlers, hasn't it? How have you been dealing with that, and what adjustments have you made?
Yeah, I think batters have been having a good time there, especially with the wind and the dimensions. I think from my side, it's just the process. That's what you can control. If you're clear on your plans and try and execute those, and hopefully the result goes your way more often than not. So that's the goal.
We're hoping the result goes your way tonight. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, great to hear from Saurabh Netravalkar there, and James Hope's told us he's been the only constant in that bowling attack. Those 2 up front, 2 at the back end. Right, now in terms of the way that they'll structure their bowling, given that they're bowling first, Lisa, let's talk about someone like Ian Holland, who we just heard from, on this pitch, a fresh surface with his variations. Can he still be effective?
Yeah, I think think he can because he's got that ability to have the seam upright and nip it around. However, given that the average first inning score is well over 200 here, I really do think his slower balls, and Haydos spoke about the heavy lifting that he's been doing in the middle phase. Those slower balls and the variations that he has is really going to be the key.
Yeah, 70% in the middle, that's really important for this team. And he's a one bowler that actually goes to his slower ball first. Wow, that's quite a big lightning bolt, folks, in the background there. But, you know, that slower ball, I'm thinking of guys like DJ Bravo, for example, that really have based their whole careers on taking pace off the ball. When you're looking in the middle and looking at these big hitters that we see, it's really important that he does a good job tonight.
Yeah, we've had a roll of thunder, so everybody now has parted and they're heading indoors. So, look, do stay with us. The storm has passed us. We might be getting some aftershocks, hopefully. And as of now, again, still no rain, but a few dark clouds in the sky. Lisa Saleka looks still quite confident that we're going to have a game.
You were confident. You were confident that we're literally going to survive this, and it does feel like it is sweeping to our left a little bit. But the problem is for the cameraman and everyone else is that there's a bit of thunder that is kind of going off, and so we've got to do the right thing, don't we?
Yeah, I'm still confident, and so are these two men on your right, Maxwell and Faf. One change for the Freedom. Lucky Ferguson is in. A recap, Faf du Plessis has won one single toss in 9 matches, I believe. He has had a miserable season with the coin, but he's been very good with bat and in his captaincy. The Freedom choose to bowl first. Remember, 7 out of 12 matches here have been won by the chasing team. So as of now, we do have a delayed start. Of course, this would have been our scheduled start time. Do stay with us. Hopefully we'll have some better news for you, but for now we'll take a break and hopefully rejoin you in a few minutes' time.